Hello, my name is Jet Perazzo. I'm a independent country music star, top 10 country music artist, by the way, my song New Girl in 2022, 2023. But I want to take a few minutes to address the video that I posted on Monday. There has been a lot of new people seeing it who may not know the full story. On Monday afternoon around 4:30 p.m., I recorded an interaction with a rideshare driver in a Toyota Camry where I was trying to get transportation with my service dog, Kiki. I recorded that interaction because I felt uncomfortable and unsafe, and I wanted a documentation of what was happening. I did not record it because I was trying to create a viral moment. I recorded it because people with disabilities have the right to protect themselves and document situations when they feel their rights are being challenged. For those of you who wondered if the driver knew ahead of time that I had a service animal, the answer is yes. This was not something I surprised him with when he arrived. The ride request clearly stated I had a service animal. It was identified in bold capital letters, so there was notice before the driver accepted the ride. This was also not a ride I personally requested through my own rideshare app. This transportation was arranged through my insurance company as part of my medical transport needs. So when people ask, did the driver know? Yes. He was informed before he arrived. The reason this matters is because this was not just about one ride. This was about a situation that many people with disabilities experience. As of today, as I'm recording this, that video has gone viral with over 50,000 views since Monday at 5 p.m. And while I am grateful that so many people are watching and learning, I also want people to understand the reality behind the video. Today, I have to go to physical therapy again, like I do twice a week. And I have to think about things that many people never have to think about. Is somebody going to pick me up? Is someone going to take me home? Is it going to take 3, 4, or 5 drivers before someone finally agrees to transport me and my service animal? What happens when it's 111 degrees in the desert heat like it is today and was on Monday? When my physical therapy office closes and locks its doors at 5 p.m., where do we go? Where do we sit? Where do we have access to air conditioning? These are things I have to think about before I leave my house. I have to think, did I bring enough water? How many times am I going to have to call transportation because another driver canceled? Because someone saw I had a service animal and decided they did not want to provide a ride? How many times am I going to have to deal with a driver accepting a ride, arriving, and then leaving or claiming they could not find us? How much more discrimination and dishonesty are people with disabilities expected to endure? These are things I think about before I walk out my front door, things I should never have to think about. I have used a service animal for 20 years. This is not new to me. Unfortunately, neither is discrimination. I have dealt with people questioning, judging, making assumptions about my rights as a service animal handler for years. With rideshare specifically, this has been an ongoing issue since 2013. I do not drive because of my disabilities, including being a stroke survivor. I became additionally disabled after being hit by a drunk driver in 2019, where I was lucky to survive. My disabilities are physiological. My medical information is private. I do not owe strangers on the internet my physical medical history in order to deserve dignity, respect, and equal access. Kiki is a trained service dog. She is not an emotional support animal. There is a legal difference between the two. For anyone who has questions about service animals and disability rights, I encourage you to educate yourself by visiting ada.gov and learning what the law actually says. Understanding these rights is important, not only for people with disabilities, but also for drivers, businesses, and members of the public. A lack of education can lead people into situations with serious consequences that could have been avoided simply by understanding the law. By the way, I'm a paralegal too. Now, I want to address some of the comments I have seen. To the people who have attacked me, questioned my disability, or made assumptions about me, I want you to think about something. Would you speak this way to someone using a wheelchair? Would you speak this way to someone using a walker or a cane? Would you demand their medical records before deciding whether they deserve respect? A service dog is an accessibility tool for a person with a disability. Kiki allows me to live more independently and safely. The truth is, disability can happen to anyone. One accident, one illness, one unexpected moment can change a person's life forever. None of us are guaranteed that we will always remain able-bodied. The person you judge today could be you tomorrow. It could be your spouse, your parent, your child, or someone you love. That is why empathy matters. As a Christian, I choose to pray for the people who are responding with anger and negativity. I pray that hearts are softened. I pray that people find compassion, humility, and understanding. Because hurting people online does not make another stronger. True strength comes from kindness, empathy, and how we treat people who may be facing challenges we cannot see. And to everyone who has shown kindness, defended disability rights, shared their experiences, and reminded me that compassion still exists, thank you. To the service animal handlers who understand this struggle, thank you. To the people who said I would absolutely pick you and Kiki up, thank you. To the good drivers who understand that service animals are protected and that people with disabilities deserve respect, thank you. This video was never about attention. It was about documenting an experience that I believe needed to be seen. I will continue to stand up for myself, for Kiki, and for others with disabilities who may not have the ability to speak up in the moment. Thank you for listening. And God bless us all.